Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something useful for restaurant owners. How can you get your place noticed, promoted even, without actually spending money on ads? We've got this real script as our guide, sort of a blueprint for getting influencer attention, but, without the cost. It's all about getting to the heart of how smart social media engagement can really work.
Exactly. And it's not about having massive budgets. It's more about, well, savvy moves, right? It lays out some pretty concrete steps, things you can actually do pretty much straight away.
Okay, let's dive in then. First up, the reel really hammers this point about creating an Instagram-worthy space. Good looks equal shareability, basically. So for a restaurant owner, what does that actually mean day to day? Well, you've got to think visually, like really visually from the customer's phone camera perspective. The reel is, right, photogenic food is almost table stakes now. Everyone expects that. But think about the rest of it too. Is the lighting good? Flattering for photos? Are there interesting spots, maybe a cool wall or corner that people would genuinely want to snap a picture in front of? You're essentially turning your physical space into content, ready-made content.
Right, right. Making the restaurant itself the picture. That makes a lot of sense.
That leads nicely into the next recommendation from the reel, actually. It says, focus specifically on local micro-influencers. Why them? Why not go for the accounts with, hundreds of thousands of followers?
Engagement. That's the key word here. Micro-influencers, they might have fewer followers, maybe just a few thousand, but that audience is often much more engaged, especially locally. Their recommendations tend to carry, well, more weight within that specific community.
Because they feel more like a real person, maybe? Less like a giant billboard.
Exactly. So if your goal is feet through the door, local diners, then connecting with these smaller local voices can be way more effective. Better than reaching out to some huge name who might not even live nearby. The Reel suggests, and it's good advice, actively looking at local hashtags. See who's already posting about nearby spots.
Okay, so targeted impact over just big, potentially irrelevant numbers. Got it. Now, outreach. The reel says keep it personal. A simple, friendly DM. Why is that personalization so crucial?
Well, just think about your own DMs, right? How many generic copy-paste messages do you just ignore?
Yeah, most of them.
Exactly. So taking that extra minute to personalize it,
Hmm.
maybe mention a post of theirs you liked, like the Reel suggests. It shows you actually looked at their profile, you value them, not just their follower count. It's a small thing, but honestly, it dramatically increases your chances of getting a yes and starting off on the right foot.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Less transactional, more relational. All right, final point, the bonus tip in the reel. Creating specific photo spots inside the restaurant. Things like, I don't know, a neon sign, a plant wall, good natural light in one corner. Does that stuff really move the needle?
Oh, definitely. Connect it back to that first point about making the space Instagrammable. These dedicated spots, they're like magnets for content. You're basically signposting. Take a great photo here. It makes it super easy and appealing for both regular customers and influencers to snap and share. A cool background often encourages people to post when they otherwise might not have, so it just naturally boosts your online visibility. You're just leaning into how people already behave, really, catering to that content creation habit.
So, pulling it all together for anyone listening, especially if you run a restaurant, these are some really practical, cost effective ideas. Build brand awareness, attract customers. The big themes seem to be visuals, local connections, and keeping it genuine.
That's it. The Reel gives you a clear path. Make your place shareable, go local with influencers, be personal when you reach out, and make taking photos easy and fun. It's all about smart, community-focused marketing, not just throwing money at ads.
Yeah, it's been a really useful deep dive into these tactics.
Yeah.
It does make you think, though, how could these ideas, creating shareable moments, engaging the right people, work in other fields beyond just restaurants? Like, what truly makes something shareable? And how can you create those kinds of win-win value exchanges, whatever your business is?
That's a great takeaway thought. And for everyone listening, maybe think about the places you go to, your favorite cafe, shop, whatever. Do you
Yeah.
see them doing any of this? What makes you want to share something online about a place? Worth noticing, definitely.